Hello,
Hello,
we are Alex
I'm Pierpaolo.
and we are going to talk about Dante's life and one of his most important works, the Convivio.
Dante Alighieri was born in Florence in 1265. He was a very important poet who wrote lots of poems, but is still remembered today because of his most important work, the Divine Comedy.
He came from a quite rich family, which had an history of involvement in the complex Florentine political scene. In fact, there was a strong conflict between Guelphs, people who supported the Pope, like he did, and Ghibellines, people who supported the Emperor.
The Guelphs were divided in two groups, the white and the black ones. He supported the whites, but he wanted to establish a peace treaty between the two. So, the Pope sent a man in Florence to establish the peace, but he didn't, and became part of the Black Guelphs. In this way, the blacks won the conflict, and all the white Guelphs, including Dante, were exiled.
During the banishment, he wrote most of his poems, and he visited some of the most important Italian towns of the time. In fact, he firstly moved to Verona. Then, he spent the rest of his life in Ravenna. That was a very important place for him. For this reason, when he had the opportunity to come back to Florence, he decided not to go. He died in Ravenna on the 14th of September 1321.
During all of his life, he has always been in love with a girl, whose name was Beatrice Portinari. He met her for the first time when they were both 9 years old, during a ceremony, and it was love at first sight. She was the inspiration of many Dante's works. Unfortunately, their destinies didn't take the same way, and Beatrice married another man, Simone de' Bardi, at the age of 19, and Dante did the same, marrying another woman called Gemma Donati. Beatrice died at the age of 24. Dante was really shocked by this event, and he dedicated the Divine Comedy to the research of her soul in the paradise.
As soon as Dante was exiled, he had immediately started writing the Convivio, which is a poem that deals with philosophy. It isn't wrote in Latin, but in Italian Volgare, which is the language spoken by the commoners, so that everyone had the possibility to understand it.
In the Convivio, Dante imagines to be under the table where the wisest philosophers are eating, taking the crumbs of their food, so the crumbs of their knowledge. Doing this, he pretends to be humble, being aware that in this way he would have been more appreciated.
In his opinion, everyone wants to know because knowing makes humans perfect, so similar to God. But there are people who can't for similar reasons. So in his poem, he divides humans who can't know in two groups. The ones who can't because of problems which are inside themselves, and the ones who can't for problems outside themselves.
The ones who have problems inside are divided in two categories. The lazy ones, who don't want to study because of the place where they live in, which doesn't give them the opportunity to know, and one who need to work to feed the family. That don't have time to study, who are justified by Dante. Instead, the ones who have problems outside are divided in this way. People who don't rub along with their soul because of the vices, and people who have physical and mental problems, for example, blind, deaf and mute people. Now, the presentation will go on with the introduction of the Convivio.
Firstly, we are reading the classic Italian version, and after that we are traducing it in English. Siccome dice lo filosofo nel principio della prima filosofia, tutti gli uomini naturalmente desiderano di sapere. La ragione di che puote essere ed è che ciascuna cosa, la provvidenza di prima natura impinta, è inclinabile alla sua propria perfezione. Onde a ciò che la scienza è ultima perfezione della nostra anima, nella quale sta la nostra ultima felicità. Tutti naturalmente al suo desiderio siamo subbietti.
Like the philosopher says, at the beginning of the first philosophy, everybody naturally wants to know. The reason of this can be that every creature try to be as perfect as possible. So, given that the best perfection of our soul is knowledge, inside which our happiness is, we all naturally want to know. Veramente, da questa nobilissima perfezione, molti sono privati per diverse cagioni, che dentro all'uomo e di fuori da esso lui rimuovono dall'abito di scienza. Dentro dall'uomo possono essere due difetti e impediti, l'uno dalla parte del corpo, l'altro dalla parte dell'anima.
However, a lot of people haven't got this noble perfection because of several problems, which, working outside and inside the person, distract him from knowledge. This was an example in which you can notice the differences between the modern and the old Italian language.
We didn't introduce all of it because it could be repetitive and boring, but we summarized the contents in the first part.
I hope you enjoyed the video.
Goodbye from Pierpaolo
And Alex.